By the way, Savory, we're 2-1 on the record, 2-1 on the year.
Oh man, here we go again.
The Knicks are 2-1 now, baby. They're showing their teeth, brother.
The Knicks.
Don't tell me here we go. They showing their teeth today, bro. Come on now.
You got a lot more games left, buddy. My best of luck.
You got some nerve, man. How you gonna talk to me like that, man?
I had to go live on TikTok again. I see you live on Twitch. I got the notification actually. That's dope.
I'm live. Okay. I'm live on Twitch.
You are live.
I got the notification. I got the notification that you're live as well.
Okay, we out here. YouTube should be live.
Atlanta
TikTok
Braves. First off,
followers.
I have to say that the Atlanta Braves made the World Series over the Dodgers. No one expected that, by the way. But congratulations to them. Even though I can't stand them, they're my division rivals. I'm a Met fan. But they're going up against the Houston Astros. Who you think will win that series? Just a quick reaction on that.
I have no idea.
Okay, I think Houston will win. I think Houston will win. I think
I'll take
Atlanta,
the underdog.
I think Atlanta has a better pitching rotation, so I think pitching will probably win them the World Series.
Who's the underdog?
That's a great question. Who's got the under on this? It looks like it's the favorites are the Atlanta Braves are the favorites.
Okay.
So it looks like the Houston Astros are the underdogs there. Yeah, I'm excited. How about you, Savory? How you doing today? Are you excited?
I feel good. I can't lie. You know, we in the zone right here.
Are you locked in? You ready to go?
Yeah,
I got my ones and twos ready. My volumes.
We got hot tamale topics today.
Oh yeah, of course, and we always bring the heat.
We bringing the heat. We are live.
Bring the heat. All right. Hello and welcome to another live broadcast. I'm Macho, that's Savory, and together we are Drinks with a Nobody. Be sure to follow us on Twitch, as you can see, MachoFix88 and at Savory_edition. Be sure to also follow us on Twitter at MachoFix and at Savory_edition. Hey, Savory, how's TikTok going?
It's booming. I'm actually live on TikTok right now. We are out here. I'm having fun with this. I didn't expect a few things over the weekend. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, boy.
Big reaction to some people. I got some people live. We got a live podcast for those of y'all on the TikTok right now. Y'all about to listen to a live podcast. We are out here.
Come tune in. All right, and we also, in case you miss any of our previous broadcasts, or in case you want to know all about us, you can go on YouTube, type in Drinks with a Nobody, hit that subscribe button, please. Hit that notification button so you never miss a thing. Hey, Savory, why do we want anyone to watch us?
Wow, that's probably my favorite question every time, man. Why do we want people to watch us? I'll tell you why, man. There's been too much discord or lack of discord in our country where people can't talk about things, people can't think a certain way, people can't really be themselves, man. So me and you got together, we started Drinks with a Nobody to give people that opportunity to really do what? Join us, speak their mind, have conversations, and be free.
Absolutely.
So at Drinks with a Nobody, we are here to do that. Thank you everybody for joining on TikTok. And
join us on YouTube.
We having a good time. Yeah, be sure to follow our YouTube, by the way. We are live, no exaggeration, every Monday through Friday at 6 p.m.
Eastern Standard Time.
Never miss a beat with that, man.
So yeah. do yourselves a favor. This is Drinks with a Nobody. Go in that fridge, grab yourself a beverage of choice, whatever beverage you got. Raise your beverage, raise your glass. I got my punch here, vodka punch, my fruit punch. Go on ahead, grab a drink of choice, pop that open, sit back, relax, and prepare to engage.
Yeah, I want to say something. Before we kick this off, when we're in a segment, I might have somebody jump in from our TikTok and just kind of ask any question. We're gonna do a quick limit, right? We're gonna do just a minute or two. You can ask a question. You can ask Macho, who y'all don't see on the screen, but if y'all live on YouTube, y'all see him. Y'all see me right here, and we're gonna answer any questions y'all have personally about us. So just FYI, all right, let's do this.
All right, we got some headlines here that we want to talk about. One of the hot, steamy headlines of last week was the Alec Baldwin incident in which he shot two people, one of them fatally, critically killed. So I got a video here that I want to be able to pull up. New details apparently have emerged from that incident. So I want to go ahead and roll the film on the new details. Let's see what hot media is saying about this.
Prop gun on Thursday, killing cinematographer Helena Hutchins and wounding the director. Friends and colleagues honored Hutchins with a candlelight vigil last night in Burbank, California. Omar Villafranca is in Santa Fe, New Mexico. Omar, good morning to you.
Good morning. We are learning more about what happened here at the ranch from the injured director and a cameraman. The cameraman says Baldwin was practicing a scene.
So there's an injured director, and the cameraman is the one that got killed. So apparently he took a prop gun, a prop gun, and he took that gun and he pointed it at several people, and apparently that cinematographer they're talking about died as a result of it. So let's see what the new details are.
Just moments before the deadly accident. And while investigators are now looking for more answers, the film community is mourning the loss of Helena Hutchins. At a vigil in Los Angeles Sunday, film and television workers gathered to honor Helena Hutchins. Among them, friends like Dennis Inata.
I'm just sad that, that her son now is going to grow up without a mother.
That's just the cinematographer here.
That's the one that died.
Here with the blonde hair. Yeah, she died. Yeah.
But a beautiful mother.
Hutchins' death is now under investigation by the Santa Fe County Sheriff. According to an affidavit, Assistant Director Dave Halls grabbed one of 3 prop guns set aside by the film's armorer, Hannah Gutierrez, who took her first lead armorer job earlier this year.
So there were prop guns there, and I guess some of them had blanks or whatever, whatnot, and they set them aside. So they're all in a stow. They're all queued up and ready to go.
When Halls handed the gun to actor Alec Baldwin, Halls allegedly shouted "cold gun," indicating there was no live round in the chamber. Baldwin later fired the gun, killing Helena Hutchins and wounding the director Joel Souza, who was standing behind her.
So fired the gun?
Alec Baldwin. Apparently,
he fired the gun.
From what I heard, Alec Baldwin shot and hit and struck Joel Souza first, then hit and struck Hutchinson.
Oh,
So
that's
the
odd.
argument, yeah, is very odd, and this is the reason why this is
Wow.
drawing a lot of attention, because they're saying if you didn't realize that the gun was not cold, that's why this is a big
Oh,
case, Savory. This is
man.
huge
Yeah.
because
So it might have been some intentionality behind it,
yeah.
which that might raise. That's a whole. That's
And in a new affidavit released last night, Souza told investigators Baldwin was rehearsing a scene that involved drawing his weapon and pointing it towards the camera lens. A 911 call from Thursday raises questions about how the gun was handled on set, including by Assistant Director Halls.
So there seems to be a lot of questions surrounding this incident, and I just filled people in that unfortunately, with a quote-unquote cold gun, it appears that 2 people were injured, one of them fatally killed. So now they're going to investigate the scene. They're going to investigate to say, hey, do they have safe practices? Are they practicing that? Are they actually looking at some of these things? Like, are people are monitoring these props when they have them? So there's a whole litigation process that are happening right now. But first is being investigated by the police department. So that was catching the country's
Yeah,
eye.
we want to open up with that. That's a
Yeah.
quick catcher right there. Alec Baldwin. Now, I guess it's an open investigation now. Who knows what really happened until the evidence comes out, right?
Yeah, we don't know, because again, I thought initially when I first heard it, I thought it was just, he hit someone by mistake because of it. You know what I mean? Like, he took a gun.
Yeah,
and-
that's what I assumed. I didn't think too much of the story.
yeah, I don't know how this became now
That's more interesting.
investigation all of a sudden. So anyways, now that's one of the highlights we have today for Monday. We also have another highlight that happened. I don't know if anyone knows, but that happened at the Barclays Center. And a
This is
few
big.
people had a few things to say.
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
my opinion about this before we get in there. I know, man, I've been vocal about this. You gotta let
this
these
out.
people live.
And I want people to hear what they're saying here.
Kyrie Irving, yeah.
So there were a lot of people here at this protest, and they're all saying, stand with Kyrie, no vaccine mandates. Stand with Kyrie, no vaccine mandates. And there are a lot of people here. There are a lot of people at this event, and there are other portions of the footage here that I want to rewind to so that we can show a more aerial view of this event. Check this out. It starts to get violent, starts to get pretty aggressive.
Who's covering this? ABC?
It looks like Global News was covering this.
Okay, I'm wondering because these are the type of things like it's important to cover. Like, you got protests on both ends,
Yeah.
and it's good to show people that there's people who are standing with people even though they took the vaccine, who are supporting the people who didn't take the vaccine. You know what I'm saying? That's important for people to know. You
Yeah.
wake people up to realize, it ain't about a vaccine nowadays. It's gotten much deeper than that, So yeah.
My question is why on earth wasn't this all over the mass media? This was literally at the Barclays Center. This is at an arena, okay, where Kyrie Irving is still a product of the New Jersey Nets. They're trying to trade him, but he's still a member of the New Jersey Nets. How is this not big news all over? How is this not headlines? This is why we're bringing this up.
You make a great point, man, and we got a comment here that made me think as well. It said, do you think some people there are just anti-vax and not there just to back up Kyrie? All right, so it's like, how many people actually care and supporting Kyrie's freedom, right? You know why that's a good question? Because you got to ask yourself, let's say if it was another situation that you maybe disagree with Kyrie, would you stand for him for his freedom to actually stand by that belief, as long as it's not hurting people and all that, which I don't think he is now. But that's the question. Are people there because of anti-vax or generally supporting Kyrie, right? I think
they're standing
the people
there.
who are true are about freedom.
Yeah, I think they're standing in support of Kyrie, and well, he's on the side of unvaccinated. So I would assume easily that they're standing on the unvaccinated side, that people should have a choice. People should have a choice. Very simple.
And one more before we flip the switch here. I got something for you.
Mhm.
Do you think, if you were to give me a percentage, how many people, percentage-wise, take a guess, are vaccinated in that event still supporting Kyrie?
Ooh.
like what would you say? You know, it's hard to
This
guess
is New York
exactly.
City. This is New York City, and
Yeah,
the
it's New York.
mandates were very strict in New York City. So I'm going to assume that maybe 70% were vaccinated there. Maybe. I'm going to assume that because
That's kind of the number I'm hearing. 70-80% are vaccinated, but 20% is a big number. You know, saying 20 out of every 100, so it's people who actually, you know,
and they're
are
standing on the
vaccinated.
side of
Important.
Kyrie, who is standing on the side of being unvaccinated and having a choice.
Yeah.
And they're vaccinated. So this is bigger
most
than
people.
this
So
is
you see why
bigger
I asked
than
that?
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is bigger than vaccinated, unvaccinated, right?
Yeah, man. And then another quick comment here before we make the switch. Somebody on TikTok saying, I think they are supporting Kyrie and against the mandate, right? So it's like the mandate is the big picture. There's tons of people in New York, me and you, right? In New York, and we know it's not a secret. Statistically speaking, most people are vaccinated.
Yeah.
So you got to think to yourself, how do hundreds, maybe thousands there, right, of people show up, right? How? Do they show up just because they're against the vaccine, or they're probably just against the mandate that's preventing livelihoods of people's job and an NBA player like Kyrie?
That shouldn't even be a threat, especially during a time where we're possibly facing inflation. Why would you even put my job at risk here? That doesn't make any sense. So that's one thing that was going on. That was actually going on yesterday. I was driving by the Barclay, and I actually saw the protest
you actually
happening.
saw it?
Yeah.
Dope. Okay.
I actually saw the beginning phases of it emerging. There was a lot of police there, a lot of things going on. Because I was like, oh, there's a game going on today, and rightfully so, there
You
was.
walk around with your vaccine passport?
I had to, yeah. In order for me to go to, I went to a few restaurants yesterday. with a
Somebody
couple of
free
friends,
my man Macho.
and I had to reveal. I was like, I said it to one of the people. I said, it feels like I have to show proof
Yo,
of
I want to
citizenship
see if
here.
we got a question here.
Okay.
Let me see. Hold up. I was about to accept this. Whoever said that, I know I saw a few people wanted to join, but if y'all got a question, I'll try to bring you in for a quick second for a question if we have time, but the request just expired. But let's move on to what we want to move on. Let's go.
No doubt. Basically, yeah. I mean, I said to one of the attendees at the one of the restaurants I went to, I said, it feels like I have to show proof of citizenship to cross a border here.
Crazy.
And she obviously didn't say anything to that, obviously. And I was wearing my propaganda variant shirt that I have on here.
Welcome to brown shirts.
Forbidden clothing. Anyways, we also want to switch now to Dr. Fauci. May have now it's pretty evident that they have clear evidence that he committed perjury in Congress, and they're actually out to they're asking the attorney general, is he going to do something about him lying?
Ow!
So do you have the clip of when he actually lied on in front of Congress?
Oh, let's pull that up.
I want to see that. Yeah, let's
pull
remind
that
our
right up.
viewers here.
All right, here we go, guys. We're taking you back memory lane. So you know we're not just inventing stories. These are things on the news that we want to cover to kind of just keep you up to date. All right. This is Dr. Fauci here, everybody.
Humans, right. You're saying that's not gain of... Yeah, that is correct. And Senator Paul, you do not know what you are talking about.
Let me go back a little, actually.
And I want... Let me finish. The paper that you were referring to.
Let's start from
Senator
here.
Paul, I have never lied before the Congress, and I do not retract that statement. This paper that you were referring to was judged by qualified staff up and down the chain as not being gain of function.
So
let me finish.
You take an animal virus and you increase its transmissibility to humans.
Right.
You're saying that's not gain of function?
Yeah, that is correct. And Senator Paul, you do not know what you are talking about, quite frankly.
Okay.
And I want to say that officially.
You don't know what you talking about. I ain't never, ever said a lie.
So it's been proven now that the NIH came out. Didn't they come out with a report here? They actually contradicted what Dr. Fauci said. and actually supported the idea or the claims that they did in fact do gain of function research?
That's where we're getting to. Did anybody know this, guys? Look, this guy said he just didn't lie. I want to just finish his last 10 seconds.
You do not know what you are talking about.
All right, anyways, you do not know what you're talking about. We got an ad coming up, but it's perfect timing anyways, because the point of this was what? He lied.
Mm-hmm.
He lied, and he lied again. No accountability.
Now, you said someone commented and say, no, he did not lie. I'm curious.
No, I'm seeing some comments here. Now they're saying, Fauci is such a liar. Kyrie against the man. They said no. They're kind of just talking about he did. I was gonna let someone in, but I'm gonna take that time after this to see who wants to join, so we can get a quick question.
So the Attorney General Merrick Garland was grilled just yesterday, actually, in front of members of Congress, and here's how that exchange went down. Oop, I totally just missed that. Here it is. Let's pull that up.
On May 24th, 2021, under oath before a congressional committee, Dr. Anthony Fauci denied the National Institute of Health provided any funding for gain-of-function research, saying, quote, that categorically was not done, close quote. Today, this very day, the NIH issued a statement contradicting that testimony, which suggests that Dr. Fauci may have committed perjury.
Right here. He just said it. He just suggested that that Dr. Fauci may have committed perjury. So now he's asking the Attorney General in front of members of Congress, are you going to do something about this? Check this out.
This is a criminal offense, and I'm left to wonder if you intend to look into that and send a communication such as a letter or a memo similar to the October 4th memo that you issued regarding parents going to school board meetings.
And he's making light that Merrick Garland already has issued memos, has written memos, has made comments, and talked about investigating other things such as parents protesting against the teaching in school of critical race theory. And what did Merrick Garland call them? He said this could be an domestic violence. He wrote a memo, and he commissioned the FBI to look into the parents protesting critical race theory. Really? But you got a person lying in office here, and here's the answer of Merrick Garland.
To investigate Dr. Fauci's potential perjury.
Again, I'll refer to the long-standing departmental no comment about investigations pending or unpending. The general point that you're making normally would come with a referral from the relevant committee, but other
So
than that, I can't say anything.
the actual point I'm making is, you chose as a response to a letter from the National School Board Association, and as you said earlier today, newspaper accounts, to issue a memorandum
Here it
to
is.
organize task force and investigate and put a chill on parents' participation before school boards. Now you say, I didn't mean to provide a chill, but
So you're saying that you're able to comment on that? Yeah.
That's important right there, because you did a full-out investigation on parents standing up for their kids when it came to critical race theory and these things that they were challenging, what they were teaching their kids. A whole memo on it to utilize the people to shut them up. Technically, like now you refuse to open any kind of investigation when now we have somewhat proof and evidence.
We have
right?
evidence.
We do, but we just need to get him now to say, hey, how are you going to defend this, which you can't, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And so,
I want to show this really quick as well here. All right, so check this out so people can know more specifically what we're talking about, right? So bipartisan legislators demand answers from Fauci on cruel puppy experiments, right? This in itself is crazy. Why? Because he did no gain of function research, he said. right? This is not even about COVID. This is about lying. If you're lying about this, you can just assume that is a chain effect of lies because you didn't want to say this for a reason, because this uncovers a slew of other things related to what kind of testing you were doing on viruses, et cetera, and et cetera, right? So this is serious. Like when you come look at this, 44 beagle puppies were used, right? I'm going to highlight right here. 44 beagle puppies were used in North African laboratory. This is what they know. And some of the dogs had their vocal cords removed so scientists could work without incessant barking.
What?
That's no, yo, this is no joke. This is not just something that we're talking about. And I want to bring your attention, since we're on this topic of research, I'm going to bring your attention to another quick area. Look at this tweet right here. Reading through Fauci's experiments, and the one I find most alarming is the use of an acid to destroy a region of a monkey's brain to magnify terror.
Wow.
They then simulated images of spiders and tormented them with fear. Check this out. Human DNA, this is science here, shows that 97% our brain, our human DNA, not brain, is 97% identical to apes. You ask yourself the question they're asking right here. What is that? Why fund that research?
Yeah, I'm curious.
Why fund that research? That's a scary thought right there. Why fund that research? Where you're magnifying fear on an animal who has similar DNA to the human in order for you to... There's so much things behind the scenes that people get labeled conspiracy theories for just mentioning, and they're probably going to label people conspiracy theories when they dig deeper into these things, when they go into...
Or is this a partisan issue? Is it a partisan issue? When you want to know the origins of COVID or what they're actually doing, how they're doing gain of function research, what you're... And why would we want to know this? Because why? Our money, our taxpayer dollars is going into this, correct?
This is what we're funding. It
This
ain't
is what
free.
we're
They use
funding.
our money.
Exactly.
This is where your tax money is going.
So again, we want to know the origins of this stuff. Why is this happening? Why did we get here? How did we get here? This is not just about China. This is about us. Are we also guilty of COVID? Would that be a fair question? Now, is that a partisan question? That shouldn't be for you and me and everyone out there listening. This shouldn't be a partisan issue. This is about life and death. If you're going to be doing gain of function testing that could involve or hurt me, and then unbeknowingly to me, I'm actually funding it, that's stupid. Crazy. This is ridiculous, and we should know this. We should have gotten to the bottom of this. Mind you, if this was a terrorist attack, the government would have did anything in their power to figure out who committed these heinous crimes.
More questions, less assumptions. On TikTok, if anybody has any thoughts before we move from Fauci, please let me know, because right now I'm just curious what people are thinking, when it really comes down to what...
Should Fauci go to jail? Should Fauci go to jail?
That's the big question. Should we do more than we're doing? Are people satisfied? Is for those who trust Fauci, I'm generally curious. Do you separate this situation from what we've been told about COVID and the virus? Do you exclude those? How do you justify? There might be ways. There's people who still trust him. I'm just curious to know why. But yeah, this is...
And that, I mean, again, if they don't do anything about this is all lip service. If the Republican Party or other members of Democrat Congress or the chambers, and you're just asking Merrick Garland because you have him there and the congressional hearing, and you don't do anything about it, this is just lip service. Then this doesn't mean anything.
Yeah,
right?
We got a lot of people saying, he wants power. Fauci needs to be on trial. He needs to go to jail. So, because people are seeing this reality, right? I'm looking here, right? And I'm just kind of looking at the history of COVID, our health concerns at a federal level. And for people to think that there's nothing iffy about this, no questions to be asked, I just wonder about those people. Like really? Like, this is not strange to you? This is not weird? This is normal, you're telling me. Again, this is beyond a vaccine, right? I'm curious to know, for those of you who took the vaccine, didn't take the vaccine, wherever you stand on that vaccine is not even the point. I'm just curious. Do you think there is a bigger plan to this, right? Do you think there's a bigger agenda is the question, right? Regardless of how far you want to go with that, I'm just asking myself, is there a bigger purpose to this, right? And I think those are fair questions to ask.
Those are great questions.
Yeah, they're saying it's not normal. It is pure evil, and I agree with that. A lot of people on TikTok agree, but this is just this is something for people to consider.
Yeah. So now moving on, we have the meat of our highlight reel today is the town hall. We had a town hall conducted by, I want to say it was covered by many news stations, but CNN hosted it. And I think Anderson Cooper was the moderator or the host of that town hall. And President Joe Biden had a few things to say that, I mean, it'll take an episode in and of itself for us to cover. But we're going to cover some major highlights here.
Yeah, we're going to cover some highlights. We're going to put you in, not the entire town hall. If you missed it, go check it out. Do your own assessment. But what we're going to do is we're going to give you some highlights, right? And those highlights are going to be connected to things that we saw were pretty interesting, pretty relevant, and important for us to know, right? So we're going to open up with him talking about community college funding, because just to give people a reminder, this was a promise that has been made by Democratic politicians for many, many years. And I just want people to know where we stand and where we're at with this, according to the president.
1 million more words spoken than the child who didn't. A gigantic disadvantage.
Mr. President, the question was on on community college.
I got to put my man back on track. By the way, he went on, I don't know what he was answering, but I saved the other trouble guys from hearing him talk in circles. But this is the question here.
Okay.
Which was a big campaign promise that you made. You talked about that a lot on the campaign trail.
Yeah, and I'm going to get it done. And if I don't, I'll be sleeping alone for a long time. But here's the deal. So far, Mr. Manchin and one other person has indicated they will not support free community college. So
what's funny about this, I'm just going to pause it every so often as well, but what's funny about this is part of the game of politics. You can't continue to use, you got to negotiate, you got to get these people to come around your viewpoint. But he's just saying, oh, this person won't support it, things like that. But right here, he's justifying why free college technically won't be done.
What I think we can get done is we can significantly increase the amount of money by $500 payment for Pell Grants. And Pell Grants are available, and they can provide for up to 30% of the cost.
You heard it here first, live and direct. No free college, but he's going to give an extra $500. All right, guys?
Why is he saying that now? Why is he saying that, though?
An extra $500. Don't worry, he's getting there. No free college.
You
get $500 from the federal government. Okay, guys? That's as far as he can go. He's trying his best, all right?
Of community college and or college help tuition. So it's not going to get us there. It's not going to get us the whole thing.
All right. Right now, what do we see here? We have our president admitting that the agenda of free college will not be done. By the way, this is related to HBCUs in his $3.5 trillion bill, going from $45 billion to $2 billion. If you don't find that suspicious, especially voting for him as minorities, blacks put him in there, and you're giving them this BS because
that was the big thing. They were like, oh, I will make sure the HSBCU or HBCUs, excuse me, sorry, will be funded $45 billion, increasing the budget in which Trump already had historically deployed. But now apparently has been deduced or defunded down to $2 billion. And it's not $2 billion of money that the schools can just access. It's grant based. It's grant based. So it's not like, oh, we're giving you guys money. No, it's based on grants. If you get approved of the grant, we'll give you the money.
So there's our update.
How is that not
community
racist?
college.
How is
And
that not racist?
Yeah, man, no Democrat can be racist in this country. This man gets so many passes that for me, I'm like, yo, do you not see it? We have to start voting differently. Like,
wait, what did you say? No Democrat could be racist in this country?
nah, I never seen it. It.
Wow.
History shows it, but I never seen it. Anyway, that's a whole different conversation.
Anyways, just as a side note, I put a post on Twitter and someone made a mention like this. Candace Owens is the Candace Owens is the one black friend a Republican has. Okay? So I responded by saying something like this. That's one more friend than a Democrat will ever have. Why? Because to Democrats, black people are just a vote.
Yeah, they're
So Republicans can celebrate real, diverse friendships. How about that? And you know what someone said? Because I said, you know what the proof of Democrats just being a black vote is? I said, look at the record of Jim Crow. Who were the political leaders in the South? Democrats. You know what one person said? Oh, those are Dixiecrats. They're nothing like the Democrats today. Today's Republicans are those people then. I said, what?
Yeah, that's the lie of the parties changing.
What are you? Wait a second. Yeah. What?
Well, it's a lot of people believe that. They believe the parties actually changed. What actually happened was 3 seats changed. And they make believe like the entire party changed of Democrats and Republicans. So now the Republicans are the racist ones. It was actually a genius campaign and manipulation of what you're putting for years in people's head of what the Republican
because
Party
Democrats really have a lot of ground to make. They're the party of Jim Crow. They're the party of slavery.
Yeah.
And what happened? They have a lot of ground to make up now. And you're going to see as the show goes on, folks, this is what gets us frustrated time and time again. When we hear certain catchphrases about voting rights, about and taxes, and about colleges, and all these things, we held a previous president accountable and saying, you're racist because you do nothing for the black community. Are you serious?
Yeah, remember, racism, the word racism is actually used as a tool now to deem certain opinions and thoughts, which is why real racism is being diluted because
or being overlooked.
Everybody are racist. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is insane.
Real racism is being overlooked, period.
Yeah, man. And what we got here? There is a bigger purpose you don't want to use. He loves Tim Scott. Agreed. I've known military people all my life, the least racist people I know. So it's just giving an idea of like, you can't group
the least racist people I know. Who is that person referring to? Republican?
He's saying a lot of people, I'm guessing, talking about military, but I'm guessing Republican Party, but just giving an example of like, they highlight the military. They try to taint everything with a sense of politics that leads to racism and incompetence, and they free themselves of responsibilities, right? And this
how can we get them?
Next clip
how can we get those people to be involved in our live chat here so we can directly answer their questions? Let's get them funneled into the YouTube live so that we can actually talk to them.
Definitely, guys. If y'all want your comments, I'm still reading it here. I'm engaging with y'all, but we're doing a YouTube live, so feel free to come to our YouTube or even our Twitch. So you got my handle up there. Feel free to join us. But our YouTube is Drinks with a Nobody. We'll be able to take even some questions.
Take everyone's questions. We'll answer people's questions. We'll have the discourse right here. We'll talk it over right here.
Facts. All right. So what we got next here?
What we got next here is another clip from the town hall, and I think you have that queued up.
Yeah, we got the Joe Biden responding to truckers being replaced. Mind you, crisis happens. We showed last week that Biden said that is a bargaining chip for workers, right?
That's right. That's right.
All right. So we have all these things that you don't connect, but he's dividing this country, especially workers and business owners, in a way you don't.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Let's play this.
a product your mother may need for interior design in terms of drapery or colors or something that is imported from somewhere else. Well, guess what? A lot of these places, particularly in South Asia, are closing down because of COVID. The businesses are just flat closing.
So would you consider the National Guard for trucking because there's a lot of problems with not enough truck drivers right now?
What kind of question is that?
That's why what we're
What
doing
kind of
now-
question is that, Koopa? Why is the National Guard always have to be considered? This is not martial law here.
Yeah, my man gets softballs.
There are
Softballs.
350 million Americans in this country. Why do you have to think of the National Guard? How can you get Americans out of their couches, out of their houses, into the workforce? Into the workforce. That kind of question is stupid to me. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
and you
yeah,
want to
this-
talk about the previous administration, an authoritative administration? When this one, he just asked a question, will you get the National Guard? That's more authoritative to me than anything Trump ever did.
Man, if you go policy by policy and you have this dictator talk again, and what we're going through and what many people are going through, you tell me who's more dictator-like. Anyways, let's keep playing this.
Table for them? Well, I have a timetable to. First of all, I want to get the ports up and running and get the railroads and the railheads and the trucks in port ready to move, because I've gotten Walmart and others to say we're going to move stuff off of the port into our warehouses.
So you're actually talking about having National Guardsmen or women driving trucks?
The answer is yes, if we can't move to increase the number of truckers, which we're in the process of doing.
Okay.
If we did it this moment, we're not. But
Yo,
why could we be in this problem?
Yo, why
are we in this problem?
Who is the National Guard? Is the National Guard the solution to everything now? You said that a little earlier.
That's what I'm trying to say.
You said that a little,
why is that even a question? I'll even give you this. This is Obama's guy. I know some of the conservatives like to say this is Obama 3.0. Did ever a question fly through that? Was he ever asked of a question of, would you consider the National Guard to do this? No.
But you know what this is now that I'm thinking about? This National Guard, you know what's happening here? It's almost letting people know that if you quit, you will be replaced, right? It's almost honing in people's minds the idea. So Biden is honing in his agenda in a strategic way, kind of, where it says, look, if you walk off, we got people that will replace you, right? So it's almost like, you know how scary that is, right? That's so scary, man. And this goes to show the agenda these people are moving forward, right? And then, I know you got a clip you want to play related to what Biden also said, right?
Yeah, there's a reason why we have this shortage, why we have this issue, why truckers, quote unquote, are walking off the job. And this is where I'm leaning into. This is what I think is the reason. Does anyone remember when Biden had this
that
speech?
Speech is scary. He about to whisper. I'm out.
this is an employees bargaining chip now. What's happening?
This is it. This is an employees bargaining chip now.
Employees bargaining chip.
And what was you guys are probably going to be like, what was he saying that to? He was talking about the worker shortage, that employers can't find employees. This was over the summer. Employers can't find employees. You know what he said? He said that.
That's
pay
crazy.
them more. Pay them more. What do you think the outcome of that was, bud? Did you really think people now you got entitled Americans who are spoiled rotten are now going to sit there and go, I ain't getting off the couch.
Mm-hmm.
No, I want more money. So you rather take zero money to wait for the hopes of more money. What do you think is going to happen with the employers, Savory? Are they just going to pay or are they going to shut down?
You got to think about it. He's purposely taking the side of the workers, not because he cares about the workers, right? This is what
Come on, man.
This is what they convince you of, right? In socialistic communist places, they say they're going to give you power, right? Because they have to convince someone that they're getting power. They convince you they're getting power, but the worker never gets power. How is never going to be a worker's bargain? The world doesn't work like that, right? Nope. If me and you create mugs to sell, the worker doesn't get to determine how much we pay for the work unless you make your own mugs and go sell them. You see how the
Yeah.
world?
Yeah,
So
and
it's
I
so
didn't ask. And as an employer, I'm not asking for your advice unless I hired you as an advisor.
exactly.
If I hired you to make mugs and you're standing on an assembly line, you do your job, your
yeah,
task.
it's
That's
and this is
it.
the truth. This is the truth, and this is why we have to stop voting emotionally, right? We have this question that we have a black voter asks Biden because we're always running in this cycle, right? This is a prime example, what I'm about to play right now, of the cycle that we're running over and over and over again about the racism, police brutality, and you get no results. Right? Ask yourself if you've been voting Democrat for the past decades. I'm not saying you have to vote Republican. I'm saying question what you're voting, right? And think for
Yeah.
yourself in the process. That's
Yeah.
all I'm saying. But
Good
let's
point.
kind of play this clip too. All right. There's a black voter asking him a question. And I fear every time I hear these kind of questions, we're going straight back to the same old politics of election day.
The vicious cycle of
Like, are we serious here?
It's a merry-go-round.
Yeah,
Never
like
ends.
take a deep breath before this. Because this is a video heats me up because I'm like, we back here asking these same old questions. Politicians ain't gonna fix this. Plus, it's not really a problem like you think. Anyways, let me play this.
He's a program coordinator at Morgan State University and a general.
Good evening, Mr. President. You received overwhelming support from the Black community, and rightfully so, rightfully so. But now many of us,
and rightfully so, and rightfully so. What do you mean, and rightfully so? No, not and rightfully so, and rightfully so. And yo, this guy said this you see statements like this I can't get over.
Like he's speaking for the black community.
Yeah, like you holding the throne for us, like you holding it down. And not only that, it's like, why are you lying to yourself? That's what makes me feel bad for people like this. Stop lying to yourself. Just because you disavow Biden doesn't mean you're a Trump supporter overnight. You might not like both of them. Be honest with what this president is doing.
Facts.
This is crazy. Let's see this bright original question that I maybe heard 33,000 times.
Disheartened. Yep. As we watch a Congress fail to support police reform, we watch our.
Let me highlight something. We watch a Congress fail. Imagine that addressed to Trump. They would have said, "We watch you fail. We watch."
Exactly.
They free this man from responsibility, and now he's gonna say, "Yeah, I'm trying my best, but you know,
And what are you reforming when you reform police? Just think about that.
That's the problem. We talk about
what
this
are you
for
reforming?
years, bro.
Because you have people's behaviors never change. A criminal is not going to follow the law. Period. So what are you really reforming?
Yeah. These are, you see what you're asking? The question we have to ask. Look, even somebody on TikTok, 90% of our union turned Republican from 2014 to 2021. All right. The only union is turning because these people don't care about workers and they never will.
We have a comment here in our section here.
What we got?
A lot of people voted for Biden because they wanted anything better than Trump, but doesn't make Biden a great president. So the idea here that this person is saying is that people actually voted for Joe just to get Trump out of office.
Oh yeah, many people. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah,
and you don't even know the devil you're dancing with now.
Yeah, exactly. And
now
then,
you rather get rid of the old devil to dance with a devil you don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And take a look at how this question ends here and how he gives an answer.
Vanish before our very eyes.
Voting rights vanish before our eyes.
Mr. President, my question is, what will you do over the next 3 years to rectify these atrocities, secure our democracy, and ensure that freedoms and liberties that all Americans should be entitled to?
Yo, don't be fooled by these words. That question is trash. Like, what are you talking about, bro?
Mm-hmm.
That question is trash. Don't be fooled by these eloquent words of what are you gonna do? We're dying in the streets. This is the language they use to manipulate you emotionally.
Where are you dying? Where?
Like this.
Like, for example, no, I know I'm going to be harsh here. I know I'm going to be harsh. But if you have one or two people die over the course of 5 or 6 years, or for example, let's give it the last 20 years, and you have maybe on one hand 5 or 6 black males die at the hands of the police. How many white males died at the hand of police in the last 20 years? Folks, it's higher. If they're the majority, they have the more incidents. They have the more interactions with the police. They are dying at a faster rate than black males are.
Yeah, the argument they use is percentage-wise, blacks are dying more.
They're dying because they're a minority. But the question should be asked is, why do we have these interactions with the police in the first place? Because every time we do see it, these video recordings, you usually see resistance. You usually see, I will not go to jail. I'm not going to get locked up. I'm not going to do this. No, F the police. F that. There's non-compliancy. And whenever there's non-compliancy, folks, just look at it from a humane perspective. If you're non-compliant with someone that's asking you to do something, especially your employer, they're not going to fight you. They're going to fire you.
Yeah, that's how it works. That's how life works, guys.
There's resistance. Oh, okay. I'm going to get rid of you. You're gone. And now we're expecting the police, a paid-for apparatus that we contribute to it. You know what you pay for? You pay for them to enforce the law. So whenever I hear the Bill Maher say, oh, our tax dollars go to them to serve you, not the other way around. No, we don't serve them. They serve us by enforcing the law, folks. That's their job. And if they enforce the law and you don't like it, guess what? You need to now reconsider what you're doing. How about that? So what is police reform really going to do? That's why I get so angry. What is police reform really going to do?
That's the problem. They're never going to define it. You know, Leo said facts. He's actually a police officer. I took him off. I put him off. But these are the conversations that when you get specific, people run from it.
Great point, Leo. Thank you for joining.
Yeah, people run from it. Like when you ask about specifics, what happens? You run from the conversation because specifics expose the truth, expose the reality of a situation, right? And the last clip we want to play here for the town hall, again, we're just giving you highlights. Hope you've been enjoying the past few highlights to kind of give you a glimpse if you missed it. But tell me this, right? And this is a bit uncomfortable, but at the same time, it's like, think to yourself, this is just not normal. Like, this is the president on the biggest issue on stage right now. Just let's check this out.
You getting more notifications on your end?
Yeah.
I can hear it.
Yeah.
Now that's a big problem. People can't do it. They want to get out ahead. What I've recently done, and people said, or doubted we could get it done. I was able to go to the private ports with 40% of all products coming into the United States of America on the West Coast go through Los Angeles and what am I doing here?
Is it Long Beach?
Long Beach, thank you. And I know both the mayors. So I went
Wait a second. What just happened there?
He forgot the point on the most important issue facing our country right now, where it's front news and everything.
And this is the supply chain.
The material 6 months ahead of time and then keep it in your inventory and then it was on time. Now that's a big problem. People can't do it. They want to get out ahead. What I've recently done, and people said or doubted we could get it done. I was able to go to the private ports with 40% of all products coming into the United States of America on the West Coast go through Los Angeles and what am I doing here?
Is it Long Beach?
Long Beach, thank you. And I know both own these ports.
Here we have an instance of a president that I'm starting to get concerned. How do you forget your point there? You're talking about you're
Not a
facing
little point either.
Your country is facing a supply shortage, a massive supply shortage. We have multiple articles of truckers not only walking off the job, but how CNN put out an article last week how they're begging for 80,000 truck drivers to hit the road. That truck drivers at times, now Crystal Ball also reported on their YouTube channel, that truck drivers sitting on lines for hours just to get a container on their rig. Just to get a container on their rig. Why? Because there's no one to work the supply area. The supplies are not coming. We're being handcuffed here, and you're gonna stop and say, where am I going with all of this, dude? This is the biggest issue. You should be well versed on how to tackle this, how to handle this, how to work with China on how to answer these problems, and you're sitting here and saying, where am I at here? I'm starting to get concerned of your coherentness now at this point. Are you coherent? Are you able to sustain yourself at this job at the high level? This is the highest office in our country.
81 million votes, buddy.
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. And I don't care if you voted for him. Listen, I sit here and I'll say, look, you voted for him. That's your business. That's okay. That's not the fight here. My concern here is he coherent? Is he okay? That's the biggest
question, because we all want
concerned.
The president. I hate the sentiment of like he's just horrible. I actually want him to succeed, but
he's our president. Of course, we want him to succeed.
It's just common sense. Like, damn, this is just it's not looking too good, man. All right,
yeah. So we have a video here of a person who released a theme song of the "Let's Go Brandon."
I might have heard this.
We talked about this last week. Let's Go Brandon wasn't really about Let's Go Brandon, even though the reporter was trying to cover that. But everyone around the country heard it. Everyone made it out what they were saying, and it created a movement. Yep. And so this rapper here released this theme song. His name is Lonzo or Lozo. Liza. I forgot how to pronounce his first name there. Alexander. He released it 2 weeks ago and was number 2 on Apple Music.
That's crazy.
He's got 3.5 million views on YouTube for just this theme song. Okay.
And what happened to that song though?
They banned it.
Oh, I just let people know.
They banned it.
Yeah.
They banned it. This again. And it is not because he says what he says as the hook. It's what he says. Is what he says in the rap verse. Yeah. Check this out. I'm gonna roll this up here. Loza Alexander is the proper pronunciation, I should say.
Hey. And I say it with a passion as I pull off in the Aston. Don't nobody like his ass, huh? Tried to cover up and tell the people go Brandon. But we know.
So that's the reference right there.
We played last week.
We have to commentate during the video because we do not want to get flagged for copyright.
Yeah. So we have to pause it every so often.
So he's basically reiterating what I said and before even showing this video, that the Brandon Brown is a NASCAR racer, and he had just won. I forgot where, but he had just won the race. And as the reporter was talking to him, you can hear the crowd saying, "Fuck Joe Biden." And she was like, you can hear the crowd. They're saying, "Let's go, Brandon." She's trying to do cleanup duty. And it absolutely failed. It fell flat on its face because everyone knows exactly what was said.
What they saying, though? You can hear the chant in every post. Don't nobody want this commie because we not in China. Everybody hated Trump, and now they.
And here's the other reason why I believe I was debating this with Savory before the show.
I'm with you with this.
This is probably why his video was banned.
Yeah, because this was the excuse that they used because of China's power, but I believe they didn't want something like "Let's Go Brandon" to taint the power of the media that's owned by the Democrats as well. So it's like that was just a good excuse, but this shows.
And in case you're colorblind, this person is black.
In case you can't see,
I have to make that very clear. He's black. He's not one dropper, whatever. Not he's black. Okay, so it's just to make it very clear. Black people don't have to be on one side or the other, right? That's why I said Democrats look at black people as a vote. They don't look at them as real people. Mm-hmm. They have their political talking points ready. At least the conservatives don't lie to you. They don't sugarcoat it. They'll say it straight up. Like,
if they stab you, they'll stab you. You see it coming,
and they'll tell you they stab you.
You'll be covered. You'll be covered.
Everybody hated Trump and now they out to catch a body. That's what they get for treating us like we in Squid Games. Green light mandate like he's insane.
So he made 2 references there, or 3 references actually, of China. So not only is he saying you all hated Trump, now you guys are out to get a body. Okay? Now y'all out to get a body. Then he says this is what y'all get for treating us like we in Squid Games. If you haven't known, and if you're born under a rock, Squid Games is huge on Netflix right now, and it's in reference to what? China. So I believe this is primarily why he got his music video.
Yeah, this is a big reason. China stepped in.
I don't think you guys understand how much power China has.
You think they called Biden, gave him that call? Yo, take that down. The president of China, he got power like that.
They got him. They got Hunter Biden on speed dial.
They got my
Remember,
man.
they're putting millions of dollars into Biden's pockets. They're like, listen, we don't like that video. We don't like where that's going. Take it down.
About Hunter, anyways. All right, let's.
Or even Joe Biden's brother. So
chill.
These times people waking up to everything. Go Brandon, but we all know what the saying mean.
Let's go, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon.
You know what they saying, ho?
Let's go, Brandon.
And that's just the rest of the theme song right there. That's how it's played.
Yeah. We'll leave that there. Hopefully that wasn't enough to copyright. I think we kept pausing. I think we're good. But this goes to show, man. This is the effects of freedom. Freedom is dangerous, right? The people in power don't like freedom, right? You can tell. I heard this beautifully said. You can tell who has power in a society by who you can't criticize.
Oof.
Right? So that is the
excellent point.
That is the center of how government control, or even corporations, it could be. Well, when you know you can't criticize. You ever seen those movies? You can't criticize that person. You can't look. Imagine at a government level. Those are the people have power. You know who has power when you can't criticize. You can't criticize China. You can't criticize, even in some examples, with the way we are going, our own government. So it goes to show. Let's be.
And this is why famous people don't criticize anybody on the left. Why? Because look at what happened to the woman last year when she made the same comparison from the Mandalorian, the lead actress from the Mandalorian. She made the same comparison her co-star did, as referencing the mandates on us as people in Germany during the Nazi Germany era. She made the same comparison. And you know what her co-star did? And said, hey, Trump has these kids in cages like the kids who were in cages in Nazi Germany, and put up the same pictures. But who got canceled? Not him.
Thank you.
So why would you, as a celebrity, why would you even want to be critical of anyone on the left?
Oh, you won't. You'll be shut down like no tomorrow. Those same rules backfire on the same people who support it. That's the warning I give people. You know, so
that's why my real thought process is that the rich elite are not really for the left. They're for the right. But publicly will say out of their mouth, I'm for the left. Yeah, I'm all for taxing the rich. Yeah, Jeff Bezos. I'm for taxing the rich. You really think that man's for taxing the rich?
Come on, let's be serious now.
Come on, man. And this is why people buy it. People buy this stuff, man. People buy it and they'll go, oh, yeah, see, even Jeff Bezos said, yeah, you know, tax the rich. He's for it. He's going to be paying.
Bill Gates said he's going to give all his wealth. And I'm like, you know, these people are playing mind games and tugging at you emotionally.
They want to avoid getting hit hard. Facts. They want to let the people in politics to say, hey, I know you're trying to communicate to the lowest of the lows out there, the lower class out there, and you want to make them feel good. This is what Savory's talking about, voting with your emotions, because the left does this all the time. We're going to make you feel like you have power by letting you know we know about you. We're going to tax the heck out of these elites. We're going to make sure that we do police reform. We're going to make sure that we're going to make sure we tug on your strings so that you feel good.
Yeah.
Conservatives don't do that.
Like they said in the comments right here. Look at what's happening to Dave Chappelle. They just said on our YouTube. Like you think about these things as like comedies even out the window.
Mind you, they loved Dave for years.
No, they loved him. The funny thing is you can't cancel that, man. That's why they're so mad. Netflix actually fired the person who organized the walkout of the trans. So they fired that person. Why? Because it's like, well, you're not going nowhere with this, bro. If you're offended, take him off. Don't watch him. Even you have the freedom to criticize him online. Why do
And
you
that
want
hurts
to do that?
Netflix, because if Chappelle says I'm gonna walk and go somewhere else, Netflix lose the millions of dollars that they generate off of
course.
Chappelle's stand-up.
Of course.
The left is mad because Chappelle's gonna come at the right and
They
the
can't
left,
control
and they
it.
have to still cover the man because of how many people watch him. That's why they're mad.
That's why I respect people who speak their mind at the cost of something.
And that's what this
Because
show
it's
is all about.
smart, and that's what we about here, man. So
If you want a place where you can have that, that's what we're all about. That's why we want to even have this, because we want to have a fair place, a neutral ground where people can discuss these things, and maybe together we can do this over a drink, and we could also change the course of our country. We can change the ideology. We can talk. We can have discourse. We can have quorum. We can do this fair. We can do this respectfully. Anybody who's not being respectful, trust me, you're out. You know what I'm saying?
facts, man.
But if you
'cause
want to
we-
bring
we
your own
here.
ideology, we're it's free game here.
Yeah, you might. And again, like I always say, man, you might be offended, but at the end of the day, that's all good because at the end of the day, we're learning. But a lot of people don't understand that logic in our society, man. But Macho, let us know where they could find us, man, and give us all the rundown.
Yeah, so you can follow us on Twitch once again. That is at MachoFix88 and at Savory_edition. You could also check us out on Twitter at MachoFix88 and at Savory_edition as well. And Savory's TikTok is booming, so be sure to check him out there with his quick clips.
Favorite edition. Thank you everybody on
Um,
TikTok for joining. Y'all been
Appreciate
active.
y'all.
Appreciate
Thank you.
y'all.
And also, in case you missed on any of our previous content, please go on YouTube, type in Drinks with a Nobody, hit that subscribe button, click the notification bell, so when we go live, you know, and you never miss a thing. So the conversation may be ending today, but guess what? At Drinks with a Nobody, we believe that there are no last calls. So let's keep the conversation going until tomorrow. We'll see you guys at 6 p.m.
Later.